Mexico president elections go about each 6 years, and with 1929, they include been won by men of each of the two major parties, the PAN or the PRI. So why should you thoroughness which happens on Saturday? Not just are 88 millionth Mexicans titled to voice, down there are a recording quantity of races too much. The largest monitored will be how for the top work, the chairmanship. In full, down there are a colossal 18,000 selected posts up for grabs, onto Mexico's domestic election institution. All seats in convention, both of in the Reduce building and in the Chenade, are up for poll. In 30 of Mexico's state, down there will be elections for country convention and for mayors as so. Besides, residents in 8 states and in Mexico town will throw their votes for governor core. So who wins and that parties do reached, down there will be changes at the Fed, provincial and regional standard. With 1929, while the institution revolutionist side, PRI, was based, it has dominated Mexico policy. For 71-year direct, of 1929 to 2000, its presidents regulated the nation continuous. In 2000, its conventional competing, the prudent domestic activity side, POT, came to force. For the following 12 years, at first by CEO Vicente Fox and later by Felipe Calderon, the PAN was at the steering wheel. It was for these years how the Mexico by the government proclaimed a warfare on drugs, and the human loss in the fight versus Mexico's narcotic strong cartels shooting up. No one the PAN nor the PRI, that won the 2012 poll in its applicant Enrique Peña Nieto, include been capable to get the abuse by monitoring. Which is various on 2018 is how a applicant who is no one of the PRI nor the PAN looks set to gain. He is Andrés Manuel López Obrador, a 64-year-old leftward-wing political figure who says he will revolutionize Mexico policy. A win for him would be a policy quake in a nation wherever nearly all voters live present include never been regulated by a CEO who was not each of the PRI or POT. But Mexico is lot more than rather than the sombreros and masks its ardent fans love to dong. It is the other greatest economics in Roman America and a main oil exporting country. But Mexico's economics has incurred of common corrupt practices, and the top levels of abuse racking the nation include led to several firms hauling out of the largest struck areas. Increase has slow and lot Mexicans are irate how CEO Peña Nieto has not made more than to kickstart the economics. Mexico has as well been in the world news story for some reasons, the Polar US Complementary Trading Treaty, NAFTA, and migrating. Both of question to its strong northern neighbor, the U.S. Time U.S. CEO Donald Trump card has controlled to a strange rather a few nationalities, Mexicans include go in for more than misuse rather than largest. For his campaigning, he told how Mexicans upcoming to the U.S. were earning drugs. He added, they're earning criminality. They're rapists. And several, I suppose, are nice human beings. More than newly, he has criticized Mexico for supposedly not making quite to halt center us migrants of cross Mexico and path to the U.S. Who the following Mexico CEO will be and how he deals in CEO Trump card and his plans to reconsider NAFTA and construct a boundary side will thus be key to us Mexican relations. The applicant who has been largest crucial of Mr. Trump card for his campaigning is leftward winger Andrés Manuel López Obrador, as well named as AMLO. He has told he will do Mr. Trump card view cause and his faithful opposition to the U.S. CEO has won him additional voters, analysts tell. But on the question of family creature separate of their immigrant parents at the U.S. boundary, prudent applicant Ricardo Anaya went though future rather than Mr. López Obrador, proverb how it reminds me of which the Nazis did in Second World War, he's fully inappropriate. The steering side's Jose Antonio Meade has as well confronted CEO Trump card. He convicted the tariff the U.S. newly superimposed on Mexico steel. In a chirp, he alerted, "Don't act in Mexico. We will protect our jobs, our markets, and our workers." The elections include been detained versus a background of recording levels of abuse, informal figures offering how more than rather than 25,000 human beings were annihilated in Mexico in 2017. Political community include bin far of immunity. Among September, while registrations for candidates outdoor, and the shut-of campaign on June 28, 133 political community were annihilated, onto figures collected by a advising company. Largest of such annihilated were fleeing for regional by the government posts and were campaign in areas wherever narcotic cartels frequently own more than force and impact rather than regional law coercion, or wherever regional law coercion colludes in the gangs. One item lot voters told they would love to see was an end to the abuse. How to give how on will be the largest problem for the applicant who will be sworn in as Mexico's following lead on December 1, 2018.